I want to share with you a bit about our family's journey with ADHD. My son had no symptoms of ADHD when he was a child. Nothing. He was in the school. I'll say that. He was the well-behaved child. No phone calls from teachers. No problem at all. One teacher said, if all my students were like this, I would have much easier time teaching. So that's the kind of feedback we got back in elementary school. Then the pandemic hit, and my child was having trouble with online school and hybrid school. There was a real executive functioning issue developing here, which I was a little surprised about. But I figured each kid is going to deal with this pandemic online learning situation differently. But it got worse, and um, there was aggression beginning in the house. We're talking about throwing things, kicking walls, banging tables, a little bit of damage. Um, we didn't know exactly what was going on, and we were pursuing the mental health route. Now, there could have been an element of that, but I will tell you that, and I'm going to summarize my story here very condensed, and I'll go into more details in other videos, but we were told it was depression, anxiety for a long time. Um, But as the symptoms grew worse and the pandemic faded from view, and my child still had a problem with executive functioning, doing schoolwork and going to school, I said that there's something else. There's something different. Um, but people insisted anxiety, depression, we were told by one psychiatrist, um, child psychiatrist, there would have been symptoms and signs from very young in the classroom. And so, since he wasn't the typical boy bouncing off the walls, your typical stereotypical student with ADHD, causing issues and distractions in the classroom, he went under the radar. And this psychiatrist would not even accept a potential diagnosis from a psychologist. Interesting. I took it upon myself to do a Vanderbilt test, fill that out, and show it to him, indicating something going on. Would you accept this even if a neuropsychologist were to do a more thorough test? No, your child didn't bounce off the walls in preschool, in elementary school. There were no signs. Well, fast forward to today, and we got our diagnosis, ADHD. It was a long journey, very, very difficult. But we figured out what it was, and ADHD wasn't on my radar. But boy, have I learned a lot about it and the symptoms that can go sort of, I guess, undetected, but also be mistaken for other things. We really need to have more ADHD awareness, especially in terms of people demonstrating symptoms that aren't stereotypical, which is the child with the behavioral issues, with the hyperactivity. Um, a lot of kids and a lot of adults are suffering with this, and we need to do more. We need to have more awareness. More later. Thanks.